In this video, we're going to go through the iteration formula. So this question says, show that the equation x cubed plus x equals 7, and it has a solution between 1 and 2. So the first thing we need to do is get the equation in the correct format. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to make this equal to 0 by minusing 7 on one side and minusing 7 on the other side. So that's going to give me x cubed plus x minus 7, and that's going to be equal to 0. So the way you show it has a solution between 1 and 2 is when you substitute one number in, you will get a positive result, and when you substitute another number in, you'll get a negative result. So because it changes sign, it shows there's a root. So let's substitute 1 in. So we do 1 cubed plus 1 minus 7. Now that's going to be 1 plus 1 minus 7. Now that's going to give me 2 minus 7, which is minus 5. Now because this is a negative number, I'm going to say less than 0. Then now we substitute 2 in, so we get 2 cubed plus 2, and then we minus 7, and that's going to give me 8 plus 2 minus 7, which is going to give me 10 minus 7, which is 3, which is a positive number, so we say it's greater than 0. So now we say, since there is a change in sign, we say there exists a solution between 1 and 2. And that's it. The next one says, show that the equation x cubed plus x equals 7 can be rearranged to give x equals the cube root of 7 minus x. So this implies that x cubed is the subject. So we can say that x cubed, take x on the other side, so we get 7 minus x. And to get rid of the cubed, we do the cube roots. So we say x equals the cube root of 7 minus x. And therefore we've made x the subject. And we've shown exactly what they wanted. So for the next part, it says starting with x0 equals 2, use the iteration formula xn plus 1 equals the cube root of 7 minus xn 3 times to find an estimate for the solution of x cubed plus x equals 7. So we say x1 is going to be the cube root of 7 minus 2. So x1 is going to be the cube root of 5. And then we can get our calculator to tell me that. So it's going to press shift and we're going to press 5. And that's going to give me 1.709. So we do 1.709. Now x2 is going to be the cube root of 7 minus that last value. So that's automatically stored in my calculator. So I can press the cube root button, press brackets, 7 minus the answer key, close the brackets, and that will give my next solution, which is 1.742. So that's 1.742. And then for the third time, it's going to be the cube root of 7 minus what we found before, 1.742, and so on. And then we can just get our calculator and then do the cube root of brackets, 7 minus the answer, close brackets, cube root it, and we get 1.7388. So I get 1.7388. Now, because they want us to find an estimate of the solution, we can see that both of these values, if I was to round it to 2 decimal places, would be 1.74. So I'm going to say 1.74 is my solution, correct to 2 decimal places. And that's it, we're done. Here's another question for you to try. You can pause the video, and when you're done, I will go through my work solution. Okay, welcome back. So like last time, we substitute, in this case, 0 in. So we get 0 cubed plus 5 times 0 minus 4, and that gives me minus 4, which is less than 0. Now we plug in 1, so we get 1 cubed plus 5 times 1 minus 4, which gives me 6 minus 4, which is 2, and that's greater than 0. And then we're going to say there is a change in sign. There is a change in sign. So there exists a solution. There exists a solution between 0 and 1. Between 0 and 1. Then it says, show that the equation x cubed plus 5x minus 4 equals 0 can be rearranged to give me x equals 4 over x squared plus 5. So now we've got to be very careful and think, well, I've got an x squared here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it as x cubed plus 5x. Now I'm going to take minus 4 on the other side and make that 4. Now what I can do here is I can factorize the x out, so I can get x squared plus 5. That equals to 4, and I get exactly what I want now. So I get x equals to 4 over x squared plus 5, and that's exactly what they required. And for the final part, starting with x0 equals 0, use the iteration formula twice to find an estimate for the solution of the equation. So the next one is going to be x1, which is going to be 4 over 0 squared plus 5, which is 4 over 5. Now 4 over 5 is going to be 0.2 times 4, which is going to be 0.8. And then the second time around would be 4 over 0.8 squared plus 5. And now I can type that into my calculator directly. So that's going to be 4 open brackets 0.8 squared, and then I'm going to add 5 to that, so plus 5, and then that will give me my desired solution. So I get 0.709. And I'm going to round that up to 0.71.